Hello, everybody, and welcome to our sustainability series. We are so excited to be here. My name is Emily, and I'm from Authentic Beauty Concept, and I'm joined by my fantastic co-host Steph, and I will let her introduce herself.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie Hodgson, and I am a PhD researcher and lecturer in the Department of Sustainable Development at the University of Utrecht, and I'm also the head of research for Green Salon Collective.
Steph has a much more exciting title than I do. We are really excited to be back. So we started this collaboration last year and have come back to do more great content together. So we hope that you really enjoy these series and you get lots of great lessons for your business, for your salon, or for you as an individual. And we are joined by our first guest today, which is really excited. So we are joined by Mimi from Billi Currie, who is here to have an authentic conversation on being a more conscious stylist in today's industry. So hello, Mimi.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Mimi. I'm from Billi Currie Salon in London. I've been hairdressing for 23 years. I worked in Japan and then been in London salon for 17 years.
I have worked with Mimi for a long time because Billi Currie are an authentic beauty concept salon, and I know they're also really involved with the Green Salon Collective. So it's really exciting to be having this conversation today. So we kind of just wanted to have a chat, Mimi, about all things sustainability. And for us, Steph and I are both so passionate about making this topic much more accessible for everybody. So hopefully people will take some hints and tips today that they can either take back to their business or for themselves. So I guess you said you've got so much experience in the industry already and starting in Japan and then moving to the UK. Can you talk to us a little bit about how things have changed since you've been working in the hairdressing industry in terms of sustainability?
So when I was hairdressing, beginning of my career, I wasn't aware, to be honest. I was thrown away, all the hairs, color tubes, even thinking about chemicals, nothing I was aware. But since I met Green Salon Collective, that changed my mind, completely. How the hair recycled, color tubes, chemicals, everything, like each single items can recycle, reusable. I was shocked.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, Steph, I guess you can add a bit more context in terms of when sustainability started becoming a real focus for businesses.
I think it's not an uncommon story for something like looking at the recyclability of some of the items that are used in salons as like a really great starting point. And then I hear a lot that, things sort of snowball from there. Is that the case for you?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through some other things that you do or products that you use and other ways that you're sustainable in how you operate within Billi Currie?
So obviously, choosing select product, it has to be a recyclable, more be nice to the environment. So Authentic Beauty Concept is one of our best product for us as well, such as sustainability, the quality, and then nowadays clients are more interested in. So I think that's the good intro, showing that clients what we're doing with the Green Salon Collective, but also with Authentic Beauty Concept as well.
Yeah, and I reckon sustainability means something very different to different people and certainly different parts of the world. And you have delivered great hair in both here in the UK as well as in Japan. And I wonder if you've experienced or noticed any differences in sort of attitudes towards sustainability in those two places.
Interesting. So I've just been to Japan recently. I realised there's no bin on the street in Japan.
I saw this when I was watching a programme on the TV and it blew my mind.
I was shocked. And then people are going to think, I thought it's going to be rubbish everywhere on the street, but it's not. Just the culture. Japan, they're taking the rubbish to the home and then separate, recycling, 10 different recycling. So even a glass bottle, brown bottle goes this bin, green bottle is going to go this, clear bottle is going to go this, plastic bottle separated the lid. So they're more separations more.
Yeah.
So I didn't see any rubbish on the street. That was in Japan.
I guess that was quite jarring, as well, kind of going from London to Japan, that's so different. And was it like that even years ago when you still lived there? When you moved to London, it's kind of, they've always been quite ahead in terms of sustainability.
Yes, but on the other hand, when you focus on the hairdressing side, they're not aware. That's another thing I noticed. Here, UK is more aware. So Green Salon Collective, social media using speaking at hairdressers, telling us what we should do for the planet. But in Japan, we're so behind.
That's really interesting. I think that's really interesting. And do you find that sustainability is something that your clients ask you a lot about and want to have that conversation? Or is it, obviously, I guess it's different depending on who's sitting in your chair?
True. But I think nowadays we hear a lot more than before because people are more aware, what's going on the planet. So it's not just about your hair, thinking about planet more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. And as I said, I think kind of seeing cultural differences, I think for us, without kind of getting too deep into legislation, but what the government supports with. And I think obviously we kind of are a little bit limited from my limited knowledge. Steph will be able to give far more in depth in terms of what governments and local councils are supporting in terms of recycling, which is where kind of having a dedicated scheme in Salon is so important.
Yeah, and I think because it's in everybody's everyday lives these days, that maybe the topic is less scary, maybe something that comes up maybe more naturally. Is that something you experience? Do you actually talk about sustainability maybe in broader terms with your clients?
Yeah, I think it's part of our salon clients' journey as well. So so important. But first of all, we always believe educate our team first as well. So, and then the team going to talk to clients naturally. So that's what we kind of expecting.
Yeah. I think it is really interesting because I think I went somewhere the other day and they still had plastic straws in the pub, and I was a bit like, plastic straw, and they put one in my drink already, and now I was like, well, either I use it and then it's going to go in the bin either way, so it feels really wasteful. But you kind of don't realize how far you've come in the last few years, whereas like 5 years ago everywhere would have been using plastic straws. So I guess it's kind of nice to notice the change, even though it's really small, that we are seeing on a small level. I think obviously one of the things that you are so great about, Mimi, and why we wanted to have you on is kind of that connection with your clients and how you can kind of talk to clients about these things, because I know that you do so many great things within the industry, not just on sustainability. So you go work at London Fashion Week, you do shoots. Is sustainability a part of this? And then how do you kind of bring all of these amazing things that you do into meaningful conversations with your clients? How do you bring that back to the salon?
So I think because my background, so when I talk to the clients, so they're more interested, but it's not always like they are aware. Some are not aware. So when I talk about how we worked, and then they're shocked, and then how much we wasted before, but now we changed so much.
Yeah.
So a client said, I can do this, I can do this. So everybody's little change make a big difference.
Yeah. And how have you seen things evolve, in the Fashion Week setting, for example?
So it was really interesting. So hairpins.
Yeah.
And then the wasting things.
So can't even imagine how many hairpins are used at Fashion Week.
So we used to throw them away after we used.
Yeah.
Literally wasted. Such a big waste.
And now you collect them all and make sure you're reusing them.
So I worked with Anna Cafon. She's a global ambassador of ABC, Authentic Beauty Concept. So when I worked with her, I was shocked. So the team is so aware. So they're collecting all the pins after the show and then return the team. So I was surprised. I normally lost them so many pins.
Yeah.
And it's not good for the environment. It's not good for my wallet.
Yeah.
Everybody's wallet. And then, people more aware, reusable, just use it, reuse it.
And so there are these practices that have to do with your actual profession, your craft. But you also mentioned, we were talking earlier about some of the things that were happening behind the scenes. Can you tell us a bit about what we were experiencing there?
So the towels as well at the backstage, we normally throw them away, one use and buy. That's sad, so sad. But now we use it, even a product, it's changing as well. So more something effective, and then you don't need 10 products.
Yeah.
Just more something, it does the job, a 10 jobs in a one bottle. People loves that.
There's a lot of, you have a front row seat, so to speak, in the back stages of Fashion Week, for example, which is really exciting. And do you use that experience and the trends that you've noticed in terms of being a bit more sustainable these days? Do you sort of use that as a way to discuss sustainability with your clients back in the salon?
Yeah, definitely.
So when you tell them about Fashion Week, how would you say, like, oh, I've just been on Fashion Week, you know, what would, because I guess you've got some clients that would be really interested in the designers, some clients that are interested in sustainability, some clients that just want beautiful hair. How do you kind of know how to have what conversation with what client so that it feels really true to Mimi, but also engaging for that client?
I think one of the things showing them and the pictures I share with them. So like this is we've done on the Fashion Week, and then they just obviously love the look, but also telling that story behind, and then they don't know about it.
Yeah. Almost giving them like a sneak peek into a world that they would never be able to see. And I love that idea of storytelling. Do you feel like that's something you do with all of your clients, kind of take them on a journey while they're in your chair and tell them a story, whether that's the story of their own hair or the story of sustainability or the story of London Fashion Week? Do you feel like that's something that you feel really passionate about?
Definitely. So that helps to encourage clients to think more mindful what you're doing, what they can do as well. Also like talking about, it's not just the Fashion Week, it's just more what they use on their hair as well. So like bottles, little things, but it's huge for them.
I reckon in that instance, like every service is an opportunity to show your clients that you are knowledgeable and thoughtful about their choices. And even these small conversations, they could really lead to better habits for a lifetime. And it sounds like, you know, in your case, it's not about knowing everything. It's not about sharing everything, but maybe picking up on these small details that they can learn about, if it makes sense. Yeah.
Because I'm not professor of like you, Steph. But obviously I think every single person can do little things and then give good influence to the people, and then they can change. And then I think that's the little change make a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that as well. I think that's a really important message, that if everybody just does one thing differently, you know, switches from plastic water bottles to a reusable water bottle, you know, it sounds silly, but I'm sure it makes a huge difference if everyone was to just choose one thing that they were going to focus on.
Yeah, when I've talked to salon owners and hairdressers over the years, what they tell me is that what works best for them is just starting with either something they know something about already or something they're interested in, just starting from there. So it sounds like that's what you did, especially with Green Salon Collective. It was this light bulb moment for you, and then everything sort of snowballed afterwards.
So I did just want to touch on Mimi, because I know you did a really exciting shoot last year. And that was the first time kind of you led your own shoot. How did you get your inspiration, and what kind of was your inspiration for that shoot?
Oh, my shoot.
I know you love talking about your shoot.
That was my first own collection.
Yeah.
I was doing a photo shoot with a team, but it was first time. And then I wasn't sure how I start.
Yeah.
And then my mentor, my salon boss, Debbie, mentioned about, how about your background? So I would start thinking like Japan, and then like I want to keep like a timeless look.
Yeah.
So that's like.
Do you see quite a lot of difference between Japanese trends and UK trends?
Yeah.
What's the big main differences?
I think, well, obviously time changes as well, but I think because I believe Japan's my identity, like a Japanese culture and Japanism, I would say. So that's my part of the culture. So I want to always reflect to the hair or the look. It's always in my mind. So what's the difference? It's difficult question.
I guess because you've got a big part of you that is your heritage and your identity of being Japanese, but then where you've lived in the UK for so long as well, that's part of you as well now. So imagine it was quite fun to kind of look at the differences and go on that journey.
Yeah, so that's what I was reflected that. So I wanted to reflect the Japanese culture and the UK culture to mix it, and it works something to make it happen.
Yeah. And how did you talk to your clients about that shoot? How did you talk to them? Have you managed to, I guess, because what you created was very editorial, but then bringing those looks to the salon and kind of encouraging, has anyone had a look similar to any of the looks that you created in the shoot?
Well, I wasn't speak about it much because I was like, surprisingly, like it published on a tribute magazine, the cover. That was wow. And then I was so shy to tell my clients, but kindly my team brought the magazine to the client.
They did it for you.
Mimi
Wonderful.
created this.
Yeah.
Mimi created this. Yeah, thank you. That's so.
I bet they were really pleased though, because I bet it's nice when your clients are like pleased with your success as well.
Yes.
So, I think that's really nice though, because again, that kind of comes back to like your clients obviously really trust what you have to say, and you've built that credible relationship with them. So kind of they want to share in your success, but also, as I said, going back to what we were originally talking about, they really trust your thoughts and your opinions. So whether you're talking to them about Fashion Week or sustainability, they really kind of listen to what you have to say. We've got a last couple of quick fire questions just to finish off our session today. So for anyone who kind of isn't or feels quite overwhelmed by sustainability and doesn't really know where to start, what would be your top tip of like just where to start with it all?
I think it's unnecessary to make it too complicated. Keep it simple. Have a normal bin, recycle bin.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Of course, obviously, join the Green Salon Collective. That's mandatory.
Today, do it today.
Yeah.
We didn't ask her to say that.
But I believe it. It's easy things to do, those two. And then the third thing, be aware.
I like that. Do you have any final questions, Steph?
Yeah, I'd be curious what you find to be the most challenging way to be sustainable in your profession.
I think, including me, people more know what's going on the planet, but I think people sometimes a bit slower or not to do the action. I think doing action make a big difference. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
So like, do some action.
Right. Yeah. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's been like a really nice theme from what you've said, and it can feel, really overwhelming, I think.
Daunting.
And also I think sometimes you kind of can get in that mindset of like, oh well, I'm just one person, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a difference. But I guess that's where,
Well, the thing is, there's 40,000 salons in the UK, and if a good fraction of them are doing a couple of things really well, then that's impact.
well, thank you so much for joining us, Mimi. It's been a
pleasure.
pleasure to have you, and we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.